All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I wanted to welcome you to tonight's class, and it is going to be an intro to essential oils, and I've kind of titled it The Power of Three. And as we get into the class, you'll see why we have that title. So we do want to let you know that I educate people under the brand name of Joy's Oil Well. That is the brand name that I use, but I'm also a part of a collective, a team of essential oil educators, and when we do things together, we do it under the moniker of Oil Amazing Life, because we want everybody to learn how to use essential oils so that they can have an oil amazing life and get on their oil journey. So that's why you see those two logos right there. So let's get started. This always does this to me. We get started, go. It's slow today. Come on, there we go. It only wants me to click one way. I have to remember that. So today what we're gonna learn in this class is that there are three cool things about oils, 3 ways to use oils, 3 ways to improve overall health, 3 reasons why I love doTERRA, and 3 ways to get your own oils. So basically what's gonna happen for the next month and for the foreseeable future is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. there will be a essential oils class that will be going on online on Zoom. Even after quarantine is over, we'll still have this online class going on. To start out, it'll be myself teaching the class, but going in the future, we'll have one of the Oil Amazing Life educators teaching as well. So I just wanted us to get into the routine of, oh, it's Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Let's go learn something about oil. So this is what we're learning today. And this class is really geared towards people that don't have a huge clue about oils, or someone who wants a refresher, or someone that just kind of wants to see how an oils class goes. I am not going to try not to use a bunch of jargon or a bunch of terms that you don't understand or that are going to muddy the waters. I'm going to be very upfront and honest about using essential oils tonight, and hopefully you'll learn something new. And if you have questions, you can put them in the chat, and or you can send them directly to me or to the person who invited you to this class. Get back to the, it's very touchy tonight. Remember that. So a few ground rules, and if you've seen any of our classes, you know these are typical ground rules. Just want to note that the advice that we share is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or heal any ailments, that the statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. And we say that because we just want you to know that getting proper medical care when you have real things, really intense things going on that requires you to see a doctor, go see a doctor, please. So we're not saying to replace that. What we're doing with oils and essential oils and on your oil journey is to give you other options to treat, like you get a scrape, or you have sniffles, or things that you can take care of or prevent on your own. Those are things that we want to help you be able to support your body with. The other things, if you have questions, you can put them in the chat in this class, or you can always email me at joy@joysoilwell.com, and I'll answer you there, or contact the person who invited you here, and I will keep you on mute for the whole thing, just so that we don't have a lot of background noise. Sometimes that's what happens. We have a lot of background noise, so try to make sure that you stay on mute as well. So why do I do this? Why do I do this? What is my mission? Well, this picture, it's an older picture, but this is why I started. This is why I started with essential oils and why I do it, because I want to break some generational curses that are in my family. I want to find different ways and things to support our bodies that I didn't grow up learning. I didn't grow up learning about essential oils, and so now I want to help and educate as many people as I can. As Joy's Oil Well, as a company, my mission statement officially is to be committed to providing a path to plant wellness by teaching and distributing pure essential oils, coaching about a whole food, plant-based lifestyle, and encouraging nature-centered exercise. So basically what that means is that I love plants, and I want to surround myself with them to get all of their awesome benefits. So, there we go. So as I've been going along, it's probably been close to about 4 years since I've been teaching and learning about essential oils. But one thing that happened earlier this year was that I was kind of I don't know if down, or I don't know what the term was, but I was just really kind of in a low spot. And I was thinking, why am I doing this? It doesn't seem like people really want to be helped. They don't want the education. I was just really down. And then my best friend, who is on the class tonight, she did share this story with me. And so what I thought, when I get in those spots and I think about it, and this was for me in educating people, that it helped, but it can help anybody. So I just wanted to share this. I don't know if you heard the starfish story, awesome. If you haven't, then I'm just going to go through it real quick. And it's real quick. It's really cute. I love it. So basically, and this is an adaptation from Lauren Isley. Walking the beach one morning, a man could see in the distance someone moving quickly along the waterline as if in a dance. As he came closer, he realized it was a young woman picking up starfish and gently throwing them in the water. "Young lady," he asked, "what are you doing?" "Throwing starfish back into the ocean," she replied. "The surf is up and the tide is going out. If I don't throw them back, they will die." The man laughed to himself. Don't you realize there are miles and miles of beach and hundreds of starfish? You can't get them all. You can't possibly make a difference. The young woman listened politely, then bent down and picked up another starfish, throwing it into the sea. "I made a difference for that one." And so what happened when she told me this story, and really almost in that moment, it struck a deep chord with me, just a deep nerve with me, that I continue to do this and educate and help people learn about oils, because if I can make the difference in just one person's life, then it's worth it to me. So I just wanted to share that. And I think if all of us look at that way about our purpose, if we can make the difference in just one person's life, then it's worth it. So that's why you see the starfish also throughout the class tonight. So let's start. What are essential oils? Because that's why we're here, right? So they are natural, highly concentrated compounds found in the roots, bark, seeds, flowers, or other areas of the plant. So in very simple terms, you can think of them as plant medicine. But we're talking about the power of 3 tonight, right? So we're going to start with 3 cool things. Cool thing number 1, essential oils are very effective. And so what you're really seeing here illustrated is when someone had applied balanced essential oil, which is one of my favorites. And what happens, and what you see what happened in terms of at the cellular level in their blood after 30 seconds. So it's very effective at the cellular level. And what I want you to really focus on and really remember is that we want to think about prevention when we're using the oils. So they're very effective at helping you be preventative to keep you from having to go down the road and requiring that advanced medical care. Let me make sure everybody's muted right quick. Okay, so we are. And then cool thing number 2, I love cool things, is that essential oils are safe. So they don't have side effects when you use them properly, and they are not addictive, sort of. So they're not addictive in a bad way. I can say that I am probably addicted to frankincense is my favorite, and probably a couple of others that I probably use daily, but that's a good addictive because they are very supportive of the body. But in all fairness, all kidding aside, they're safe. So I don't worry about using them with babies. I don't worry about using them with elderly. I don't worry about using them with even our pets. We use them with our fish and our puppies. And there are some recommended use on how to properly use them with those groups, but I don't worry about there being detrimental side effects. You won't have that long list of side effects like you can with pharmaceuticals, with one of them being death, which boggles my mind that can be a side effect that people are okay with. Cool thing number 3, essential oils are inexpensive. So just bear with me and listen, they are inexpensive, and this is how you can think of it. So the cost savings that you get comes in the forms of not having to have co-pays, not having to go get costly prescription drugs, and even over-the-counter drugs, if you keep getting them, can add up in cost. And I've personally experienced this when I had an issue with my foot and I had to go to the doctor. Then he referred me to someone else. And then they sent me to a rehab hospital, and all of that added up. And I added all that up and it was over $1,000. Whereas if I had properly been taking care of myself and done preventative measures, then that's a cost savings that I would have had for that one visit. And another way to think of it is, if you think of a 15 milliliter bottle of oil, it is about 125 to 250 applications. And so when we think of it that way, per application, it's not that much. It's it's pennies per drop. That's how much you're really spending. And even on top of that, if you think about time savings, as busy as people are now, I know right now we're quarantined, a lot of us still, but just think about how busy our lives are and think of saving time that you accomplish by being preventative. I think about waiting. I waited in doctor's offices for hours before, which is awful. It's awful waiting like that. And then just all the time that you save by being preventative with the essential oils. So now we're going to talk about 3 ways to use oils. And our first way to use oils that we do, and I do personally at my house, is aromatically. And all that means is that you're using it in the air. So you see aromatic, think of air. And so when you do that, and you support your respiratory system, your immune system, you can kill airborne pathogens, it can uplift your mood and neutralize odors in the air. And so what you have pictured there is just it's a diffuser, just a simple diffuser. It will help dispense the oils into the air, and it is awesome. I have one in probably every room in my house. And what we have pictured here are some of those oils that help support some of those things we mentioned. Any of the citrus oils like wild orange, lemon, we use those to lift our mood, to help neutralize odors, especially in the kitchen. I use it in there and in my laundry. I use breathe oil to boost my respiratory system. I use it when we sleep or when we work out. It's running in a diffuser. And there's Frank, my favorite. And he is known as the king of all oils. And you just say that because if you're new to oils and you're not sure what to use, just when in doubt, get the Frank out. And so you just use frankincense because he's very effective for a lot of different things in supporting the body, but he's also very good at supporting other oils. So if you use Frank with, say, the Breathe, it's going to intensify the effects of the Breathe oil. The next way that you can use oils is going to be topically. And so topically just means you rub it on your person. And so some of the places you can put it are on the back of your neck or on your pulse points. I love to put them on my pulse points where you normally would put perfume. That's where I normally apply the oils as well. Along your spine, there's different treatments that we call spinal treatments or symphony of the cells. These are phenomenal. Forehead and temple, chest, abdomen, arms, legs, and bottom of the feet. So as you learn more about oils, you'll figure out which are the best places for you to use. But in general, when people aren't sure, I always tell them, just put them on the bottom of your feet and it'll get to where it needs to go. But there are some areas where I tell you never, ever, ever put the oils. Don't ever put them in your eyes, down your ear canals, or up your nose. So these are very sensitive areas and it is not a good place to put them. If you do find that you put them in those areas, do not add water. You can just add some, any vegetable-based carrier oil, and it will help with that. It'll dilute it, so it takes away some of that sting. Another area not to typically put it is going to be on any broken or injured skin. So that's going to be hot, hot, hot. It's going to be very intense for you. You will not enjoy it at all. And the third and final way we can use oils is internally. So this is the one at the time a lot of people are like the most unsure about is use them internally. So the first thing I want to tell you is that if you want to use oils internally, you need to make sure that you're using pure essential oils. And that's why I use doTERRA oils, and that's why I teach people about doTERRA oils, because those are oils that I trust and they are pure. And so I have no qualms about taking them internally. I've probably taken 3 or 4 internally just today. And so the different ways you can take oils internally are through supplements, and doTERRA offers an awesome line of supplements. Or I know several people that make their own kind of supplements by using veggie caps, and they will mix different drops in the veggie caps and take them that way. Or you can add them to your food. Now, essential oils have been used for food flavoring for a long time. It's just that recently we're starting to rediscover that. So like we make at my house peppermint brownies. We bake them into the brownies. I think I added it to the guacamole, especially today is Taco Tuesday. So it's in the guacamole. I add it to juices and smoothies that I make. That is something that I love, juices and smoothies. When I say juice, I mean the cold pressed juices, not the ones with lots of added sugar, but I added to those. I used to do something called Juice Time with Joy, which I'll probably bring back, but I added to that to give those very nutritious drinks even more of a boost. And also you can add it to yogurt fruit dip. I make that for my daughter. She'll just eat it by itself. And you can add it to a glass of water. So I don't know if you know, but you should be getting about half your body weight in ounces of water each day in order for your body to run properly and not to try to rob it water from other sources. You should be giving it that much. But I know a lot of people, they say, I just can't take the taste of water. Add some oils to it. Add a drop of lime, add a drop of grapefruit, add a drop of any oil that you enjoy, and it'll, you know, jazz up that flavor of the water and it'll help you with that little change that you want to make in your life. One thing I want to do, and I always tell people this, that helps them identify which oils that they're able to take internally from doTERRA is you look at the side and the label, and if it has supplemental facts on it, then that means that is an oil that we can ingest. So what are the reasons why you love doTERRA, Joy? Well, three main things right there: people, plants, and product. And in terms of the product that doTERRA provides, they're all about pursuing what's pure. And I don't know about you, but I want the purest, highest quality essential oil if that's what I'm using for something as important as taking care of the health and wellness of myself and my family. But why do they get such an awesome product? Is because they focus so much on people and the plants. They go to where the plants grow naturally, and it's just, you know, normal for them to be abundant and in the best form. And then they focus on the people throughout the whole distribution channel. So that means the people that grow the plants and that at the distilleries, everybody, they treat them with the utmost respect and take care of them, all the way down to the employees at corporate, to the distributors or the essential oil educators like myself, and even the end customers. At every point, doTERRA is thinking about people and how it can benefit, you know, their lives. Just, you know, for example, and I don't want to go to it too much because it'll be in the next class, but the growers, when they go and they you know, work with growers, they help them by paying them a fair wage, by, you know, helping and investing in their communities to improve it out. So they have a better quality of life. So throughout the whole, every type of person that's touched by doTERRA, their quality of life is improved. And that's why I love being associated with doTERRA. So if you think, okay, Joy, so how am I going to improve? What are the three ways that I can improve my life right now? So what you have here is doTERRA's Wellness Pyramid. I love wellness pyramids or anything that's in this kind of format because it's very easy to understand. You have a foundation, which are the ones at the bottom that lead up. So as you establish and you become very good at one part of the pyramid, then you can move up to the other. But right now, the three ways that I really want you to focus on are going to be the three foundations at the bottom: eating well, exercising regularly, and managing your rest and stress. So I know people don't like to hear it, but I continue to say it. Whenever someone tells me they have some kind of issue, I always ask them, what are you eating? And I usually get faces all scrunched up, or they make faces at me, or they won't tell me everything that they eat. And I'm not trying to be judgmental. I just want to get a good picture about what you eat. I'm not perfect with what I eat, but I just want to get an idea of what you're eating. And so that is because the majority of our health and wellness is really tied into the nutrition and the nutrition that our body is getting. So that's basically what we're eating. So that's where you start and look at it that way. And so, and don't think you have to make these humongous changes. I would never tell someone, well, you need to be a raw food vegan, you know, overnight, and that'll make you perfect and you'll feel awesome. I would never say that. What I would, you know, recommend for people to do is make small changes. And the beauty of working with doTERRA and then wanting to have a better oily or wellness journey is that they have oils and products that can help you and support you as you make these small changes that will eventually over time create, you'll get these big accomplishments. Like for example, one of my things I'm trying to do is I do want to be vegan and I do want to lose a lot of weight. And so these are things that there are products that I can use and oils that I can use to support that. So for example, there's Slim and Sassy, which is our metabolism oil, and it comes in different formats. Now, Slim and Sassy is not going to make you drop 50 pounds in 2 weeks, but what it does is that it helps with cravings. So I don't crave all the crazy things that I normally would crave, when I get in certain times of the day. So it helps with that so that I can move closer to my goal. Now I'm going to move on because on every slide I could probably teach a class by itself, but this is the intro class. So you say, so where do I start, Joy? So I always tell people, because I do some nutrition coaching, I tell them, start where you are now. How are things going for you right now? And one way that I recommend you do that is keep a journal, keep a food journal or a food log. So do that for more than a day. I'd say do it at least 3 days, maybe a week. A week is probably good, but for some people that's a lot. But what you do in this food journal is write down every single thing that you eat. And so when you do that, you get a clear picture of what it is that you are putting into your body that's affecting that first tier of the pyramid. I'm sorry, my son's messing with me. So it's first tier of the pyramid. And so you don't have to do this, but what I did, and I've done this several times, keeping a food log, is that I went back and I looked at how many calories I was intaking each time. And I was like, really, Joy, really? And so that was just a breakthrough for me. And so I always recommend to people, just look at where you are now. I mean, something that's simple, that's a first step. And if you do look at it, try to keep track of how you're feeling too. Because a lot of times what we're eating and how we're eating is going to be attached to our emotional well-being as well. But if you do decide to look at the calories you take in, just keep in mind that the average woman really only needs 2,000 calories per day to maintain her weight. And an average man needs about 2,500 calories per day. I'm not going to tell y'all how many calories I was taking in, but we'll just keep moving on. So the other part is, what is your goal? So what do you want to do? So do you want to have better numbers? Do you want to have better numbers when you go to the doctor and he takes your blood work every year? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to have an improved mood? So figure out what it is for you, what your goals are. Now, if someone invited you to this class or you're working with a wellness advocate already, talk to them. They can help you set out a plan. Go through where you are now, what your goals are, and what are things that we have at doTERRA that can support what your goals are. And so the next step is, in our 3 ways to improve, is what can I change to get there? And so hands down, for pretty much anybody that we talk to, I recommend them taking a supplement, because our diets are horrific in general. And even if you have a pretty good diet, the nutrients that used to be in the food probably 60, 70 years ago is no longer there. And so we just want to fill in the gaps. And so the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which no one really says it, most people call it LLV, or the vitamin pack. In my house, everyone says vitamin pack, but the LLV pack is phenomenal in filling in holes. And so I'll just tell you personally, when I started taking LLV, what I noticed was my mental fog cleared up. I was having tremendous mental fog at work. And one day, gradually I was noticing it, but one day it just clicked that, hey, I'm like, things are snapping a lot faster for me. I'm connecting the dots a lot faster. I had a lot more energy. Many years I suffered from a severe anemia, but I was feeling so much better and having so much energy as a result of taking it. And the other thing that I noticed is that I'm very regular when I'm on my LLV consistently. And that's a good thing, because no one likes to not be regular or constipated. So I'm very regular. But then the other thing I also notice is on the flip side is when I don't take it or I run out or I forget a few days in a row, I do notice immediately a difference. So that's where I recommend a lot of people start is with the LOV or Lifelong Vitality Pack. So 3 ways to tell no. So what this slide is saying is that I need to explain that we are going to talk about how you can get your oils, but here is something that I need you to understand first. And these are some red flags that I try to impart to people. And one is you don't have to get the oils through your wellness advocate or through doTERRA, but that is a chance that you're taking because I know that everyone is seeing essential oils probably everywhere now. It's very prolific. They're adding it to deodorant now and telling you that there's essential oils in it, but they're not saying why they did that. Why did you do that? It's just because, you know, it's the thing to do now. But what I don't want you to fall into the trap of is going into a drugstore or going to a mass merchandiser and seeing them having oils there and thinking, ooh, Joy told me about oils and all the cool things they can do. Let me get these. No, ma'am, that is not what Joy said to do because those are not the same. So here are some red flags that can help you understand those are not the same. If you pick up an oil, say like lemon or peppermint or something that we typically ingest, and it tells you not to take it internally or it tells you not to put it on your body, that's a red flag for you because those are oils that you should be able to do that too. If they are pure lemon, pure peppermint, pure oils, then there should be no problem with doing that. Number 2, if you go somewhere, and I've heard of this before, where they have big bins of essential oils, and they have frankincense and lemon and tea tree and everything all for $3 or $5, run. Since those are not probably even an ounce of plants in them to begin with, but there is no way that anyone can ever offer frankincense and lemon to be the same price. And it has everything to do with how you source these items. Getting frankincense the frankincense from the tree is vastly more difficult than getting the oil from the lemon. So that's part of what goes into the price. So that's another red flag. Don't get that. The other one is a lot of people think, and I'm not judging because I've had all these thoughts when I started, but everyone thinks, oh, I can just get it cheaper online. Oh, they think I can just get doTERRA from other sources online. I'm going to tell you why you don't want to do that. So you don't want to do that because you have no clue what's in that bottle when you get it. Unless it comes directly from doTERRA, doTERRA cannot guarantee what is in that bottle. So you won't get their return policy. You won't get anything. So say you get this bottle off of, and I'm not going to name any names, online seller, and you get it, you use it, you have a horrible reaction to it, there's nothing you can do about it because you didn't buy from doTERRA, who would provide you with pure oil. So these are just some red flags that I wanted to bring up because I've heard them, I've lived them, and this is why that we always recommend you buy directly from doTERRA through your wellness advocate. So Joy, how do I do that? Well, I'm glad you asked because the 3 ways that you can get oils, let's see, are you can buy it at retail price. I never recommend you do that because why would you pay full price? I am cheap and I like to save money, and but that is an option. The other way is wholesale price. I love discounts. I will search for promo codes all day, every day. So knowing that I get 25% off of everything I buy from doTERRA is awesome sauce. And so you can get wholesale prices. Now, the way that you get wholesale prices is that you get a wholesale account. Just like when you go to Sam's or when you go to Costco and you get a wholesale account and you get membership and you get discounts, it's the same thing with doTERRA. And so that cost is $35 for the whole year. I had one lady ask me once, is that each month? I was like, girlfriend, no, I would not pay each month $35 for any membership. It's for the year. And what's really super cool is that at the end of that year, when you renew your wholesale account with doTERRA, you will get a free bottle of peppermint. So once you start using your oils, you're going to know how awesome it is to have gotten that free bottle of peppermint every year, because you're going to use it for all kinds of stuff. But say you want to get a whole bunch of different oils in a collection, and you should get a starter kit. And that's what I normally tell people: get started with a starter kit. And typically there's a couple of kits that I recommend to people, but since what we're going through right now with the pandemic and everything, doTERRA has these awesome kits that are for limited time right now that we have shown here. And so these starter kits are what I'm recommending for most people right now. One is called the Respond Kit. And it has, I believe it is 7 awesome oils that are going to help you with immune support, emotional support, respiratory support, and it's also going to help you with physical support. So if you see this, it has adaptive and the lemon and the lavender. All of those are going to be awesome to help you with calming and with emotional support. The breathe and the peppermint, the frankincense, the copaiba, those are going to help with your respiratory support. And so I just think that is an awesome kit to get started with. But what's really awesome is when you start with any of these kits, that $35 fee is waived. You don't pay that. So that's awesome. So you see the other kit that you start with is called the Protect Kit. And that one I think of as my on-the-go air purifier kit, because you have the On Guard spray that you can take with you, which if you're still using the hand gel thingies, those are not good for you. They're stripping everything off your hands, good or bad, and so then it leaves you more susceptible. And we know right now how everybody's freaking out about touching things. We don't want to do that. So what we typically use for myself and my house is we use the On Guard hand sanitizing mist, and that gives you like protective gloves, kind of protective layer on there. Love it. So you also get On Guard Purify. Now Purify is one that I use a lot in my laundry, but I also use it to help kill airborne pathogens. Tea tree, same thing, and bergamot. So bergamot, when I first saw it in this kit, I was like, what in the world? But then I researched a little more, and bergamot is awesome as a sedative. It helps with stress, mood, and with muscle cramps. So again, you're getting that emotional support when you get this kit as well. So the prices for these kits are up here if you were to get started today, tomorrow, the next, I think it's 48 hours. There is a way that you can get a free Citrus Bliss as well. And so that would just be something that you would need to talk to me or whoever invited you here to this class, because my mentor has a way to give you a free Citrus Bliss. So that's awesome too. You get freebies. So I always say, if it's free, it's for me. So, and the other way that you can get some cool free stuff is by hosting a class. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about hosting a class in a minute, but I haven't talked about the third way you can get oils. So the third way you can buy oils is once you have your wholesale account, you can continue to get stuff at a discount by, even more of a discount, sorry, by using a customized subscription box. And so you're like, what the heck is that, Joy? So every month, what you could do is you could tell doTERRA, send me these products. And so, and you can change it every month. You can say, oh no, next month, send me these products. And so you make up your own subscription box. I love subscription boxes, but I don't love about everybody else's subscription boxes is that they decide what I get. But with doTERRA, I get to decide what I put in it. So you're like, why does that matter? Well, here was why it matters. Because if you use the toothpaste, this is what we do. Toothpaste, Melaleuca, and lemon every month, and you know that within 30 days you're going to go through those as a family, then put that in your subscription box so that you know that you never run out of these things that you come to rely on. And so then the next thing you know, so say, but next month you decide, oh, I need my normal stuff, but let me add a few other things to it. Okay, easy, boom, log into your account and do that. But I haven't even told you the best part yet. The best part of all of this, of having your wholesale account and subscription box, is that every time you place an order, you're earning points that get applied to your account that you can use to get free stuff. Again, what did I say? If it's free, it's for me. So that is what's really awesome about having your wholesale account. And so let's talk about 3 ways to connect. So the ways that you can connect with myself and the team that I'm a part of is right here. So I have all the people listed who are team members on the All Amazing Life team. You have Tawana Dockery, Monica Capehart, Dee Dee Marura, Nichelle, I can never say Nichelle's last name, sorry Nichelle, Tyra Taylor, Alicia Newton, and myself. So if any one of these people invited you to see the class live or listen to the class live tonight, or to watch it on any kind of replay, please reach out to them and talk to them about getting started. Talk to them about getting started with your own wholesale account, and talk to them about how you want to make some changes in your life right now. Talk to them about your wellness goals. Talk to them about how getting started with your very own customized subscription box, because they're going to be the ones that are going to be committed to helping you make these changes and differences that you want to make as well. If I'm the person who brought you here, then you can connect with me on our All Amazing Life Education group. So if you go on Facebook and you search All Amazing Life Education, our group will pop up. You ask to be a part of it. It'll ask you a couple questions. I think it asks your email or something, and then you'll be in the group. And what happens inside that group is fun. So our mission in that group is to be fun and educational. And so you'll get different types of education all week from assortment of different leaders. Or you can look up Joyce Orwell and my personal business page will pop up. You can contact me on my website. There's a contact at joyceorwell.com, or you can email me directly if you have a question at joy@joyceorwell.com. So back to what I said before about hosting a class. So typically, we have to do everything virtually, obviously, but we've been kind of transitioning, our team has been transitioning into doing a lot of virtual digital things anyway. So we have a new format that we're trying out now anyways, and it's a Facebook class, which is more like a Facebook party. And we tried it out with the BOGOs, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. So that's what we're going to start offering that as well. If you would like to host a class, because it's another way you can win some free items based on how well your class or your party does, contact the person who brought you here, and we will get you hooked up. So the other thing I wanted to let you know is that we're going to be having a drawing every month for people who attend our classes, because we want to say thank you for spending time with us and thank you for learning more about oils. And so the way that you can be entered into the monthly drawing is that you need to answer, how many questions did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. And so you can answer the 4 questions in the chat here, or you can email me the answers to the 4 questions and I'll put you into the drawing for an awesome prize. It'll be an accessory. So typically what we give away are going to be accessories. You can get the latest reference book. You could get a nice oil case. It's going to be, a big set of bottles and rollers. It can be anything like that, but it's going to be something that can be very useful. It's going to help you in your oil journey. So are you ready for the questions? All right, so the first question is, how would you rate your oil usage? Are you a 1, you've never used them, 2, you use them a little here and there, or 3, oh girl, I'm a pro, I'm a professional? That's the first one. How would you rate your oil usage? 1, 2, or 3? Second question, do you already have a wholesale account? Yes or no? Easy question. Yes, I have one, Joy. No, I don't. Are you interested in hosting a class? That is a yes, no, or maybe. So let us know. Are you interested in hosting a class? Answer yes, no, or maybe. And then number 4, this is very important, so I can make sure you stay tied to your person, because we're not about poaching people. We want to make sure that the person who invited you here is the person that's going to help you, learn and keep growing and knowing what to do. So tell me who invited you here today. So you can email me. I can go back. My computer's being so finicky. Oh, I can, yay. Okay, so you can email me at joy@joyceorwell and answer the questions. Number 1, how would you rate your oil usage? 1, 2, 3. Do you have a wholesale account? Yes, no. Number 3, are you interested in hosting a class? Remember, you get some free stuff when you host a class, and that's separate from this drawing. Yes, no, maybe, and who invited you here today? So tell me those answers to those 4 questions, email them to me, and you'll be entered into the drawing. And let me add for every question that you answer, that is an entry into the Awesome Sauce drawing. So that is going to be the end of our class today. And again, if you get started within the next 24, 48 hours, signed up with your own wholesale account, you will be able to have the option of getting a free Citrus Bliss when you start with one of those kits. You need to talk to us personally, because I need to hook you up with the person who has the magic code to get you that free Citrus Bliss. But I hope everyone enjoyed or learned something today. Just remember that you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And so if you really want to get started on this wellness journey of yours, there are people here that want to help you. And I personally am committed to helping people, because I know if it matters to just one person, if I help just one person, improve their quality of life, then it'll be worth it. So thank you for joining me tonight. If we have questions, you can put them in the chat, or you can send them to me. And if you registered for this class, you should get reminders from Zoom going forward for the class that's going to happen for the rest of the month. We have a different class. It won't be this intro every week. It'll be intro once a month. So be blessed and be all amazing.